Hello friends and welcome to this live streaming. You're watching live from Miami Beach. And today is our first live show, and I've been testing this for a while, and it's a lot of components that make this show possible. And today's topic is going to be very cool, and we're going to be talking about medieval TV series, or just one of the greatest TV series that we like.
Really, our favorite TV show.
Yeah, one of our favorites, including Game of Thrones and others. Most people are really hooked into Game of Thrones, but we also want to give you some alternatives in case that Game of Thrones is not enough. As you know, this series normally are only 10 episodes, and then they leave you hanging for a full year. Something that I kind of feel sad about. Back in the day, the series were about 20 to 25 episodes per season, but the series has become really like mini movies, so the budgets are incredibly high, and right now they are 10. Most series are 10, 9, or sometimes 11 episodes long. So sit back, enjoy the view of Miami Beach, and I hope you enjoy this show. Also, please remember to subscribe if you like this show, and we will be posting also this video on the YouTube list of my channel, so you can watch it offline. And of course, if you want, you can be part of this live YouTube program by joining using Twitter. If you tweet hashtag SERGIOPA2002, your tweets will appear live on the screen. So check it out. It's a way for us to chat. You can also use the chat on this YouTube live streaming video. We also monitor that, so you can participate.
So send us your comments via Twitter and through the live stream, and we'd love to hear from you.
So we're going to start talking about our topic, and I think we can start with one of the series that has become really a cultural icon, and that is Game of Thrones.
Are you addicted like we are?
Yes, and we have a funny story to tell about Game of Thrones. Me and my significant other, we're always looking for series to watch on TV. So we are basically subscribed to Netflix, and recently we had access to Amazon Prime streaming. So we always are scanning for series, and we were watching. Well, we heard about the hype of Game of Thrones. It's kind of hard not to hear about it, especially when a new season starts. And we said, well, we should watch this. So we start watching the first episode of season 1. And for those of you that have watched it, it starts kind of rough. And you see one of the, I think, Dracon, something like that. One of the guys is molesting one of the main characters, the mother of dragons, and it's kind of hard to watch. Okay, so the first episode, it's brutal. So we were watching the first 5-10 minutes into it and said, you know what, screw this, we are not watching it. So we stopped it, and maybe a year later.
Yeah, I think we actually tried it a few times. Like, we tried to watch it because a lot of people that I do know that love, good television watch it, and we probably saw the first episode 3 times. And then even after watching a full episode, we're like, oh, okay, let's try another one, because, if everyone's talking about it, it's gotta be good, right? So we probably watched the first 2 episodes a few times, and then maybe after the 3rd or 4th one, I think that's when we really got into it, because there's so much complexity to the storyline, and it's got a little bit of everything: drama, sex, war, fighting, action, things like that. So, there's quite a bit of a mix that appeals to everybody, I think. So yeah, so it did take us a little bit of time to get into it.
Look, if you like fantasy and you like magic and dragons, if you like the Harry Potter series, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, if you like that kind of stuff, then Game of Thrones is for you. I mean,
well, wait, I'm not that into like Dungeons and Dragons. I didn't grow up watching Dungeons and Dragons, but I really like Game of Thrones. So it appeals to a lot of people.
I don't know if you agree with me, but it's because they have added to Game of Thrones that kind of how can I say novel aspect of it. Like there is also romance, there is also love triangles, there is also conspiracies, there is also really struggles of power. So it's like an adult version of many of those topics or those fantasy topics. So it's fantasy
politics
mixed
too,
with
huh?
it has politics, many things. It's extremely complex. In fact, there are so many characters. I'm kind of bad at names, so it's hard to keep up. So and every episode there is somebody that pops up that we don't know who we are talking about. So it's really like that. So, but it's an awesome series. I mean, especially the special effects, visually is beautiful.
The costumes are amazing. The scenery is amazing. I mean,
yeah.
And when the further you get into the series, there's a lot of sort of I don't know what you call it, maybe side shows or ancillary shows that show you some of the scenes that they've used around the world, especially in Europe.
Oh, you're talking, yes. Like for this new season, we were watching on the cable. There's special features that you can check it out if you watch it on cable. And we have Atlantic, and it shows where they have filmed this new season. Oh my God, they went to Spain. There is a castle that is made on top of a freaking rock. That you see it and it looks unreal. It looks like a drawing.
Yeah, I think it's in Spain, and these are not what you typically picture of seeing or going to in Spain. So it's very, very neat. But yeah, the costumes are beautiful, male or female, whether you like it or not. But the costumes are gorgeous. The scenery's gorgeous, and it's very cool. And the special effects are amazing.
Yeah. So to talk a little bit more about this, I'm gonna switch here to my browser. Let's see here. So, as you know, Game of Thrones, it's been spanning for many years now. So if you start to look at it, you can just buy the DVD or find it and start watching it. You can, I think, recoup in like a month of intense watching. you can keep up to date. And I think this year is one of the most intense,
Yeah.
So
it's easy to get caught up.
Yeah, and here I have put this where you can see some of the characters that we're gonna use as a reference, because again, there's so many characters, it's hard to keep up. So very quickly, I think this year you can say that the story has revolved really around Jon Snow, and this is our main hero. And everybody wants him to be, to do good. We are gonna try not to give you too many spoilers here, in case you haven't seen the series yet. But if you do, you will be seeing this guy a lot.
Yeah. And again, send us your tweets and your messages on, maybe who your favorite character is and why, who you're rooting for to stay on. Because as you know, this can be a brutal show, and you'll be surprised who comes and goes. So. Again, not to spoil anything.
Yes, it's Game of Thrones has become famous also for killing its main characters. So once you get used to somebody, it's like boom, they're gone, and you're like, what? Why is this possible? And despite of the controversy, it happens a lot, especially at the beginning. But now I can see it's happening less. And again, I don't want to give you too many spoilers, but we see that the authors somehow are kind of adapting to these people aggravation with these killings.
Yeah, because I think this series is no longer following the book. The book sort of ends, or maybe there aren't any more books. So the series that's going on right now every Sunday night is new. So nobody, even the characters themselves, probably don't know how long they're going to live, how they're going to die, or how long they're going to go onto the show. So it's quite interesting for everybody, even the characters.
Also, to let you know, there is quite some nudity in the series. For example, the last week we were left with the
Daenerys.
Mother of Dragons. And I always like to imitate, I do a bad job imitating the British accents of the people there, but I kind of like it, And we are left with her bareness. That was a little shocking.
Well,
But
not so shocking.
no, it's okay.
It started off with a lot of nudity, and then it kind of slowly went away. But you pretty much see everything, and a lot of everything from many of the characters.
In
So.
fact, I was reading a little bit of researching on the characters, especially a couple of seasons ago, and some of these characters were ex-porn artists or porn stars. So it was kind of funny to find that out. But the acting is really good. I mean,
It is.
by almost everybody. I would say everybody. Everybody is really good. And also we see here, well, there are many characters here. And what I would really want to see in these next episodes, it's and again, this is a spoiler alert, how the Lannisters are gonna take back their kingdom. So I really want to see that.
Is it the Lannisters or is it the Starks?
Well, that's another. The Starks are at the north,
Yeah.
and the Lannisters are in King's Landing, and so we're gonna see how that is gonna play. There is a group of fanatics, or religious fanatics, if you will, that have taken the King's Landing, which is one of the main places in the Game of Thrones. I really want to see those people go away. And I understand they have armies, they have the military, and they have offended and disgraced the Queen. And the Queen is not a nice person, but at the same time, you know, after what happens to her, you feel a lot of sympathy. And I think that's kind of what is intended, you know. And you want to see those people be destroyed. You want to see them being left, leave. Although I would say the Lannisters are pretty messed up as a family.
It is, considering, you know, incest, you know, killing each other.
We almost kind of forgot who was the previous king. Remember the previous king and the atrocities that he did. With all the things that happened, we kind of forgot about him. Let me see if I can find him here. Where is there you go, Joffrey. We kind of forgot about him in a way, you know, and all the things that he did.
Oh gosh,
he was
probably one of the worst.
Cut people's head, put them in pikes, and all kinds of things that you can imagine. So anyway, Game of Thrones, it's a great series, guys. I mean, yes, has a lot of violence, yes, has some nudity and some sexual scenes, but again, I mean, almost that kind of adds to its I don't know, to its shine in a way. So it's an adult series that is worth watching. Okay, so let's see, let's move on a little bit here.
But again, send us your messages if you want us to keep talking about Game of Thrones, because this is a current series. It's you know, every Sunday night for now, and we'd love to check back next time we're on live and talk more about the last episode, or you know, maybe even you might get caught up into it. We don't want to again spoil anything, but send us your notes, because there's a lot of conversations going on with every episode. Some are really shocking when the shows end on Sunday night, and we love to hear what you guys think of the show and what you guys think is going to happen next, and who you're rooting for to take over.
So the next thing we're going to talk about, it's another TV show that is kind of it's older, it has finished, but if you were left after Game of Thrones wanting to watch more, then we have some recommendations for you. So let me just turn this on here, and let me just check. Let's see here, right? And the next show we want to talk about is The Borgias. Now you have to be careful, because there are two kind of series.
Yeah.
There is one series called just The Borgias, that is an American TV series, which is not bad. We tried to watch it, actually. We didn't.
I mean, I have some friends that watched it and they really liked that version, but we tried it a few times, and it was the other one we're talking about is with Jeremy Iron, I believe. And
it's right here. It's called The Borgias: Faith and Fear, and it's more an European version of the show by the BBC.
Yeah.
We kind of tend to like the BBC shows, don't we?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's so you know, it's all about the Borgias, you know, in Italy, and how they took power and all the crazy things they did, and there is a lot of sex scenes here. There is a lot of violence too, but also you could see some insights on the church and how was it in those times, and the scenery is also gorgeous. You know, it's similar to Game of Thrones, but more historical, of course. And we really recommend it. Once you start watching a few of those episodes, you get hooked.
Yeah, no, this is it's a pretty complex story too, about politics and crime and, just unbelievable stuff that you would never think, given this is about the Pope. And, you think that, and how strong the Pope is during those times, even current times, but how I guess Hippocratic some of the things are.
You will see in the series how this kind of things like religion was used at that time as a weapon. The Catholic Church had an army, and it was a power to be reckoned with. And everybody did seek their approval, and really the Pope was like another king, but with even more power because of the faith, and it's extremely interesting, to see those kind of things.
Yeah, and at the time, this is partly based, on some historical facts. I'm sure some of this is embellished, but it is about this guy who rose to power from Spain. And normally the Pope is Italian, at least back in those days, and how he got there and how messed up his family is, right? He was a Pope that had a mistress. Of course, I don't want to give this away, but this is all historical stuff too. He had a mistress, had a thing for his own daughter.
Check it out. Look, it's really cool. You're going to like it. Most likely you're going to like it. Again, like Game of Thrones, at least in our case, it took a few episodes before you get hooked. But most of the series are like that. And it reminds me of kind of reading a book. When you are reading a book, it's very rare that you get hooked in the first 2 or 3 pages. It always takes 1 chapter, sometimes even 2. So we strongly recommend it. Actually, I'm going to give the Borgias a 5-star rating. What do you think?
I would agree. It was totally good. And I don't even think it really ended officially, did it? Because they ran out of money or something?
Yes, but it went through a few seasons, and then it has some kind of finish, but it was not like an official or planned finish. So.
And this series didn't take that many episodes to really get hooked. Maybe even the first or second one, we were pretty hooked. It was very good, and we wanted to see more, because I did feel like it ended a little bit early. So. Let us know. Tweet if you liked this, if you've seen the Borgias, you liked it, what you think about it, whether you like it more than Game of Thrones, whether you like it at all.
Yeah, let us know, and also if you join the chat, it will be great to know or interact with your comments. And also if you are watching this offline, please let us know, just drop a few comments of what you would like to see in this show, if you like it, what you didn't like, and any comments. I read all my comments in the channel. I try to reply as many as I can, but I take everything into consideration.
Yeah, I would definitely agree to that, because this show is for you, for our watchers, our subscribers. So, television series is just one topic. If there's other things you guys would like to talk about, send us your notes, send us your tweets. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, so now we're going to switch to the next series. And this one is also a beauty, I have to say. And it's called The Tudors. This was probably the first series that we watched on this subject. And by now you can tell that we like all the medieval kind of royalty kind of stuff.
Well, you got me kind of into it. I wasn't that crazy about medieval stuff, but I did start to get into it because of you.
Yeah, so The Tudors is another story based on the historical facts of the King of England. This king was a little crazy, and he had about 6 or 7 wives. And he changed his religion just to divorce. And again, you will see...
Which was unheard of at the time.
Yes.
Unheard of. So it's kind of changed history a little bit.
Yeah, every time there is a new wife, you see them here in the picture. There's the story changes a little bit, and it's really, really cool. Again, the visuals are spectacular in my opinion.
Costumes are gorgeous.
The costumes are gorgeous. The acting is really good. I mean, by the main actor. And again, it's a medieval series that is worth watching. Has a few seasons, 4 seasons, so plenty of things to watch while you are waiting for the next episode of Game of Thrones or your next series. So I definitely would give Tudors, a 5 star too. It's one of the best series out there, and next to the Borgias, and yes, next to Game of Thrones. Although it is different, it's more historical. Again, a lot of violence, sex, but it's more based on historical facts.
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of facts to the story, and it's a really great show. How many series did it go on? How many seasons?
4.
4?
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, it's definitely enough watching. A lot of entertainment. So, and this is, this Tudors is pretty old. It's ended, and so if you want to watch, do some binge watching, back-to-back episodes on a rainy weekend or something, this is a great one to watch. Same for all the other shows we've talked about so far. So the only thing that is Game of Thrones that's current, that's still playing, but plenty of seasons to watch.
Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about, it's another series, and again, this is it's a much lighter series. I'm sure you will agree with me. And it's called Merlin. Okay.
There's many Merlin though.
There is many Merlins.
Merlin
this
shows.
is the 2008 series, if I'm not mistaken, and it's light. It's another BBC show. This has no sex, no nudity that I know of, and
safe to watch in front of your kids.
Yes. And it has magic, Merlin,
parents.
of course. The story, and it's the story of the young Merlin. Okay, it's a Merlin when he was a teenager or when he was in his 20s, and how he served King Arthur. And then there is a little love triangle there, with Guinevere, and it's the classical story of King Arthur and Merlin. So it's pretty cool. It's light. There is some fighting. There is some evil witches there. I remember, what was his name?
Morgana, right?
Lady Morgana. Yes, it's pretty cool. I mean, I would say it's a great series.
Yeah. It's got there were many Merlin shows, but this one was a really light, nice version. There's even some comedy here and there, but it was a very likable show. Very likable show.
And there is also a dragon, and the dragon talks, and it's intelligent, and he's one of the characters. So it's really cool. I liked it, and I want to give it 5 stars too, because it's at the same time it's different than the others. It's a more light, a more PG series, but again, it's very entertaining, and the visuals are great. Are not spectacular. You can tell that the castle, the Camelot, is a CGI, but still, it's for what it is. It's really great.
Yeah, it's a little different from the other shows we've talked about that had a lot of sex and a lot of fighting, a lot of swearing. Well, I don't know if the other shows had that much swearing, but Merlin is much lighter. In terms of watching, it's almost. You almost feel a little good sometimes after certain episodes because it's about Merlin, who did a lot of good, versus some Merlins have been a little bit more on the dark side, but this one isn't.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to move to the next series, and this is one series that we're watching now. It's not as medieval as the ones we were talking about. This is in the 1900s. So before World War I and during World War I, it's called Downton Abbey. Now we have to say we're watching this now after we really exhausted almost every possibility of medieval series out there. But oh boy, like the other series, once you watch 2 or 3 episodes, you start to get hooked.
Yeah, and this one again, we tried to watch the first couple episodes a couple times. But I think we're pretty hooked on this now, don't you?
Yes, I think we won't stop watching. We are already at the middle of season 2, and we will continue. There are 6 seasons. It just ended recently, I think last year.
Good?
Yeah, it ended. So yes. So you can watch all these seasons in Amazon Prime until the last season that is there for purchase. But this is a completely different series, guys. I mean, it's not medieval, but it's more into the royalty too, and it tells a story of Downton Abbey, which is some kind of castle in England, and the people that occupy it there, the aristocracy, they are kind of nobles, and you will see a lot of love triangles. I will say this is a more feminine series, guys.
A little bit, yes.
Yes, it's more feminine because it's more concentrated on drama and on love. And you can see many things like, okay, the guy likes Gare, girl likes guy, but they don't say it, and
They
it's
don't
implied.
hug, they don't
And then
kiss.
yes, they marry, they go their separate ways, they get back together. It's a whole like
Yeah.
of romance triangles there going on.
But that's that's the thing about this time. It was around just a little bit before the start of World War One, and this is a time when there was a lot of properness in England. You couldn't walk with holding hands with the love of your life because you had to either be proposed or engaged or something. You barely kissed if you were even engaged. So, for some of you that watch other like sort of movies of this era, like Sense and Sensibility, those type of movies, which I think was around the same time, or even just sort of around the same type of cultural time. That's what it was like. But it was coming on from the women's side, it's very watchable, and maybe definitely more on the feminine side. But
still,
watching
it's
it too,
I'm
so,
watching it. It's
yeah.
pretty good. I mean, it took a little bit more of open-mindedness, and it took me maybe 3 or 4 episodes before I said, you know what, this is pretty good, and then I just start getting hooked to it, and it's nice. The costumes are really nice. Again, it's not that grandiose as the other series. There is no magic, sadly, but again, it's something that you can watch after you have seen everything, and it's really good.
Yeah,
how many stars would you give to Downton Abbey?
For me, I think it's really good. I mean, 5 is it Game of Thrones? Okay, maybe not, but
4.
you gave some of the other ones 5 stars, and I think I like this one more. Like you gave Merlin 5 stars. Yeah, it's good, but I think Downton Abbey. And Downton Abbey, there's a lot of characters actually, because there's a mix. You see, there's a storyline within the noble family, and then you have the service people that work for Downton Abbey, this castle, which is a whole sort of series in itself, or sort of movie in itself, because they have their life, and so you have 2 lives, their separate lives, and how they sort of integrate together, because of course the service people are almost like family to the noble family to some degree, but there's a properness, and so it's quite interesting, I think.
Yeah, okay.
So
you
going back to the
convinced
stars,
me. You convinced me. I
5,
must give
I'd say.
5 stars to Downton Abbey.
And we gotta love, I think you would.
Look, if
we
it was
love
for
the
me,
British saying, we love, like we joke around, like I don't give a flying fig or fig or whatever.
yes.
I just love their sayings, and
This is one thing with this series. We are all
he called
British.
me my lady the other day.
So, for example, you notice that I do have an accent. So, but my accent is not British. But so it takes some time to get used to the way they talk. And many times we just turn on the captions because we don't want to lose any detail. So it's kind of so we're giving that Abbey 5. I would have given 4.8, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's not Game of Thrones, but I think it's better than Merlin and some of the other ones that we've talked about.
All right. So let's switch to another one that I really like.
Oh,
So
yes.
let's go ahead and let's see.
Sails.
Black Sails. This series, guys, is completely a male series. I have to say, it's awesome.
I like it too.
And yes, I mean it's for everybody, but it's really concentrated on pirates, and it has a feeling of Pirates of the Caribbean, but the mean side, the real side.
Yeah, not the joking side.
Yes,
at
not
all.
the comedy light side. So here you will see a lot of sex, a lot of violence, a lot of pirate ships, a lot of things that you will see in pirate movies, but taken one notch up.
And this is a current series right now. Right now it's on a hiatus, I think, or they're filming. But we're waiting for the next season. How many seasons has gone by? 2, 3?
Let me see. We are on season. There are 3 seasons so far, 28 episodes.
Okay.
But we are waiting next year. That's the thing I hate with this. You watch 10 weeks straight, and then, poof, you have to wait a year.
Yeah. But these are like mini movies too. Not to the extent of Game of Thrones, but there's a lot of costumes and scenes that go on.
Yeah, it's getting really good. Black Sails, guys. This is a series you will be hooked from the first episode. I was hooked from the commercial. That's how I discovered it. I saw a commercial of Black Sails, and I said, this is it. Because I really love all that pirate theme thing. So when I saw it, I really, really thought it was great.
This is on Showtime now, I think, right?
It's on Showtime. Let me see.
I think we started
It's in
watching
Stars,
it.
no? It's in
Oh,
Stars.
Stars, yes.
It's in Stars. So I will definitely give this a 5-star rating. What do you think?
Okay, are we giving
Everything.
everything 5 stars? Well, we are talking about our favorite shows, so I'm sorry if it sounds a little biased, but we are talking about our favorite shows.
That's true. I made this star animation for nothing. I could only made it 5-star. And
Well, we have a few more shows. I don't know
yes.
if I would.
Maybe in part 2 of this transmission, we can talk about the Laser TV series. It's TV series that are still okay, but that we don't really recommend 100%. You know.
But going back to Black Sails, I mean, it's definitely a little bit more on the guy side, but I watch it too, and I enjoy it. There's a lot of sex, a lot of nudity, especially in the beginning, like all of these series to kind of pull you in. But it's a really interesting show, and some of it is based on historical facts. When Great Britain had the Bahamas, and the piracy going on there, and them trying to end it and take back their island. So, and there are some interesting twists, guys. So if you have watched it, let's definitely send me your tweets and let me know what you thought about that twist. Very interesting.
Well, the last thing we're going to talk about is another series that I just discovered, and this was after desperately looking online to find another one that I would like to watch, and it's called The Last Kingdom. Now, this series is also again kind of a little medieval. It's again from British BBC, and it just started last year, if I'm not mistaken. There is only one season out. And it's the one I watched, 8 episodes. Like, for example, look, one season, 8 episodes. We are even cutting it short. It's not 10 not even 10 anymore. But especially, what we do with the series is we test it out, and sometimes the first seasons are shorter because we don't know if they're going to be successful or not. But I strongly recommend this. I will give, how many stars will we give to this? 4?
This one maybe 4.
Yes, this one maybe 4. And also gives me a chance to use the 4-star animation. So this definitely will give 4 stars. Okay. I mean, it's not that great as the others, not that grandeur, but it was entertaining.
It was a great show. Yeah, it was a great show.
We watched it, and contrary to the other series, when you watch one episode of this Last Kingdom series, you watch a lot. Mm-hmm. There is a lot of things that happen in one episode. There is not so many cliffhangers.
That's
like
true.
In Game of Thrones, you know that the last 10 minutes of Game of Thrones, you're going to be left hanging with something really important. Well, in the Last Kingdom series, a lot of things are said and done in one episode. So you lose one episode, you are losing a lot. So it's I will compare it one episode to 2 or even 3 of the other series.
Yeah, there's a lot of content. It's quite interesting, and it's about the Vikings sort of. I don't know how much of this, to be honest, is fictional or non-fiction.
Well, it's based on a historical novel series, so I'm sure much of it has some historical background. So that's another.
Sorry, for the ladies out there, maybe you would understand, because I don't follow this like most males do, like history and fighting and so forth. So, but yeah, I figured there was some facts that they threw in Vikings. So.
Well, there is a lot of fighting here. Not so much sexual scenes, but there is a lot of fighting, and it's intriguing. And again, it's kind of medieval, sword fighting and that kind of stuff, castles, etc. So I strongly recommend it. It's good. Again, I will watch this. Maybe I will wait a little bit if I have all the other series to watch, because again, only season 1 has come out, and so we'll see if more seasons will open.
Yeah, we like to do a lot of binge watching. So, one episode's not enough. We usually watch 2 episodes and 2 or 3 in one shot. So
yeah, we are completely spoiled on that. I mean, once you watch one episode, you don't want to watch. You want to watch the other one. So, which is sometimes not good because you spend your whole weekend watching this series. But
especially when it looks so beautiful out there, like we should be doing very soon.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that weather. It's perfect. It's actually 11:39. And what time is it? Let's see.
Yeah, 11:39.
Yeah, but why my clock says something different? Let me see. Okay, so I guess the clock needs to be synchronized. All right. So anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed this series. We're gonna end it here, and
Again, send us your tweets, send us your messages, send us the topics that you'd like to talk about. It could range from your favorite shows to what's going on in the world, whether it's politics, current events, drama at the office, drama at home, whatever it may be. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to talk about it. And thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys again. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this video.
Yes.
We are still in kind of a testing kind of mode here. As you can see, there's some things like the clock. Actually, the clock just froze. But I mean, we are figuring out all these technical details. And our goal is to bring you the best possible show. And we want also the content to be good. So please let us know what you are interested to hear about, what you would like to talk. Also, if you have suggestions about time frames where we could do this show live. I know we have done this today on a Sunday late morning, but again, let us know. Please subscribe to the channel, and we really thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.